Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome to the name of our podcast, which I forgot.
It's Gotham City Radio. I can't even say it. Wowzers.
Welcome
okay.
to Gotham City Radio. I'm
We're
Cloud Argue.
radioing. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna keep stealing my identity. That's fine. So
Yeah.
I did come up with some villains for you. I did my homework.
Mm-hmm.
But first, we have to answer the riddle of the week from last week.
Oh.
And so I don't remember exactly what the phrasing was, but the answer, I believe, yeah, it's a crayon. And the last part of it was inspired by one of those, like, life hacks. Like, if you're running out of candles and you need a candle, you can use a crayon, apparently.
Did you know you could also use some nuts?
Like an almond?
I think almonds might not be the best because I don't know if they're higher in the oils. But like cashews work really good. Or the fats or the oils, one of the two.
Fats, oils, not mutually exclusive, I guess.
I don't know anything about fats or oils. I'm not a nutritionist.
We only know about setting things on fire.
Yeah, that's right. I know about setting things on fire and the melting point of copper.
What's the melting point of copper?
It was like 900 degrees Celsius.
That's a lot of degrees.
Yeah. Roughly. I actually don't know the exact number. I used to.
Okay. Oh boy. This is such an educational podcast.
Yeah.
We've given 2 fun facts. 3 fun facts.
One of them is just objectively wrong. Melting point of copper is 1085 degrees Celsius.
Oh. Well, you were close.
Yeah. It's like 1,000 degrees.
It's just a lot of degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. So, segment 1, your favorite one that you came up with and I did my homework for.
I like this segment.
Me too. I spent the whole time for the last couple weeks working on my little guys. So I have some more serious ones and then I have some sillier ones, both from the real side and the not real side.
Okay.
But my first one is a villain called Monarch, and they are a butterfly-themed villain who uses hypnotism.
Oh, damn. This sounds... I'm going to think about this for a second.
Okay, take your time.
This sounds real as fuck.
It's not.
Damn.
I wish it was real, because I was like, that's actually a decent concept.
That one sounded real. I think maybe because I was thinking I've been watching Sabrina play BioShock 2.
Oh.
And there's a lot of like butterfly symbolism in there.
You can't really go wrong with butterflies.
Yeah, it's like a really common theme in a lot of pieces of media, like the butterfly symbolism. So I was like, that's probably real. That could probably be real.
It could be real, but DC is a coward.
All right, next one. Let's hear it.
Next one is Simon, spelled Psimon, and he has telekinetic and telepathic powers, and he fights the Teen Titans.
Shit. Simon the PSI.
Simon, yes.
That... I feel like you're trying to throw me off with the goofy spelling. Because that kind of sounds a little real, too.
It is real.
I got it.
Yeah, I was like, Teen Titans, he might know this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if I do remember if he was ever in the show.
I don't know if he was in the original Teen Titans, but he was in Young Justice for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. See, this is really...
Yeah.
This is great for you because, like I've said before, I know very little about comic books. Which is why I'm the greatest guest to have on this podcast.
You just have to operate off of vibes, and I
mostly
enjoy
vibes.
that.
Yeah, it's a good dynamic because you tell me about them, and then it's also just shorthand for the audience being able to also receive information for it.
Exactly. My info dumps are now useful. Okay.
Let's hear this next one.
Okay, next one is the Wordler. He's a villain who commits crimes and leaves clues in a crossword format.
This one sounds too stupid to be fake, and too similar to the Riddler. To like, that one sounds too dumb to be fake. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
But at the same time, they already got the Riddler. What are they gonna? Oh, my cat's knocking over boxes over here. Cut that out.
Yeah, that's no one needs to know.
So the Wordler.
The Wordler.
I'm gonna go ahead and say real on this one. Something about this sounds just dumb enough to be real.
It's not, but I did take the Wordler from like a real thing that I saw, not in comic books. It was like Wordles.
Okay.
And there's like, it's some way to get a hint on your Wordle, I think. And I was like, that could be a very funny fake villain.
I was like, this sounds just specific and dumb enough to be real.
Yeah. It feels very 1970.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We have the Royal Flush Gang, and it is a group of supervillains themed around a deck of cards, and they start out as thieves.
That sounds really cool. And I want this to be real. So I'm going to say real.
It is real.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I love deck of cards symbology. That's really fun, you know.
It is very fun. So our next little guy is Peanut Butter and Jelly, who are a villain duo from the 1960s designed to help promote healthy lunches.
I feel like you're doing the thing that I did last week where I put a specific date to throw me off the scent.
I might be.
1960s. I don't know, dude. Peanut Butter and Jelly. Here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Peanut Butter and Jelly, probably not that healthy. The 60s, though. Yeah, the 60s. And also, it's American public food safety and health. I'm gonna... What did they do again? What was the description again?
They are just designed to promote healthy lunches, and they're villains.
They're villains. Okay. This
Yeah.
is how I know they're fake, because if they were this is fake. It's got to be
It is fake. It is fake.
Because it was the 60s. They weren't brave enough to promote things through villains yet.
That's true. But they are based off of a real pair of villains that I cannot for the life of me remember the name of.
Oh.
That were designed to promote like Hostess, like the pie things like you can get from McDonald's.
Oh my god, apple pie, like
Yeah,
the apple fritters or something like that?
basically, yeah.
Apple
So these
Danishes?
ones aren't real, but based on / inspired by.
Are these all in the DC canon? Or is this-
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like we have to expand this next time to include other canons.
Okay, yeah. Because I do know Marvel ones, but I just figured stick to DC for the time being. But we'll get into some Marvel stuff at some point. And I believe I have 2 more for you.
Let's hear him.
So we have the Red Lantern Corps, who is the sort of counterpart to the Green Lantern Corps, sorry, and their rings are powered by anger, and they're all red.
I think this is real. I think I've actually heard about this.
Yeah, it's real.
Okay, yeah, I did know about that one. I know that one's real.
Yeah, it doesn't tone down how ridiculous the idea is, but yeah, it's real.
I love they went with just, what's an evil color? Red.
There's more lanterns, too. There's blue and I think pink.
What do the blue lanterns
yellow.
do?
I don't remember. I think they have something to do with peace.
That's lame. Peace is stupid. Anyways, next one.
Last one is a villain called Shriek, who uses sonic waves as a tool for his villainous activities, and his suit makes him look like a polar bear.
A polar bear?
A polar bear.
Ooh. Shriek. That power sounds pretty like neutral. It sounds like a lot of characters could have that power. They're just yelling. Like sonic powers, I guess.
Well, it comes out of his hands.
He's yelling out of his hands?
He's yelling out of his hands.
Dad,
yeah.
Tell him to shut up.
That's what they try to do. That's why he's a villain.
Why the fuck he's yelling out of his hands? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Does he do that thing where you like make a mouth with your hands and you just start flapping it?
I don't know. Just answer the question.
This is probably fake, but I'm gonna say real actually.
It is real. It's in Batman Beyond.
No way.
Yeah, he's also incredibly gay. So
Oh, he's a bear.
yeah. Well, he's kind of a twink, but his suit seriously looks like he has polar bear paws.
He's a twink that turns himself into a bear?
Yeah.
This is cultural appropriation.
We need more bears in the world anyway.
Yeah, that's why I'm gaining weight for the winter.
I respect that. You gotta save up for hibernating, man.
That's right. I'm only eating foods that are rich in things that will make me heavier.
Get some berries for this guy.
I'm eating berries. I'm out in the woods collecting beehives.
Just collecting them.
Yeah, and I'm snatching salmons out of rivers. Generally being a menace to society.
Someone get this guy in a zoo. He's getting into the garbage cans.
Get this guy in the zoo.
Okay. Well, that was the last one. So,
how did I do?
let me look at my list again. Hold on. I lost it. So, you got Simon right. You got Monarch wrong. You got the Wordler. Did you get that one right?
I for sure got the Wordler wrong.
Okay, so that's... And then you got Red Lantern right, Royal Flush right, and Shriek right. So you won.
I win! What did I win?
You got more than half of them. Yeah, I don't know. You get to pick the topic for when I get to visit you, which you already did. So.
Oh, yeah. It's Metal Gear Solid.
It's Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, and also 5. And I guess he was also in... We're talking about Cos Miller, ladies and gentlemen.
So excited. But for this week, you also got to pick this week's, I think.
I did.
Yeah. So who are we talking about?
Talk about Harley Quinn this week.
Hell yeah.
I thought I knew what I was going to talk about this week, but I actually... I watched a video recently that changed what I wanted to talk about. Because I think it's really funny. Objectively a really interesting way to show off her character. Have you heard of the game that came out called Gotham Knights?
I have, yeah. I haven't played it. It scares me.
So I haven't
Not in like a scary game way, just like, oh no, I don't know if I'll like it.
I've heard a lot of bad things about it. I'll be honest. I have not heard one person say they like it.
Yeah, no, me neither.
If you like it, though, that's okay. Not here to...
Tell me why.
Why is it bad?
No. To the audience. Tell me why you like it. I want to know.
Why do I like it?
No, the audience.
I don't know why
they like it.
Yeah, tell us. Sorry.
I'm trying to get interaction here, Allie.
Oh, right. That's the thing that we have to do. We're not just two people talking to each other anymore.
Yeah, that's for later.
Tell us in the chat. What would you rate the comments? Send us an email. What's our email? wxyz.gothamcityradio@gmail.com. That's right. Send us an electronic mail and tell us, why do you like Gotham Knights or don't? And also,
yeah, basically. You can also find me on Tumblr. Yeah. I run the Tumblr.
I don't have... I've never opened Tumblr in my life.
You might have to, or you might not. I'll just do it.
I'll run something. Anyways,
talk about your video.
Okay, so there was this video that went over like the mechanics and the story and the gameplay of Gotham Knights, which I just had on in the background while I was prepping for my D&D session. And there was a really interesting character arc for Harley in that game where she becomes like a Gwyneth Paltrow type health influencer.
Oh.
Which I think is an incredibly funny, but also objectively a really interesting look at Harley Quinn as a character.
That's so odd.
Right? So, ever since that review, I wanted to talk to you about this. Because I didn't play the game, I just watched a review of it. But I kind of really love that idea, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
I think that's very funny. I don't know if she would do that based on how I interpret her, but God, that's funny.
See, the way that I interpret Harley Quinn is kind of like, she's kind of putting on like a mask all the time. Not literally, but like she's pretending to be a bit stupider than she really is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of canon, at least as far as the Arkham games go.
I think it in some canons for sure. I've definitely seen that, but I'm pretty sure there's some canons where people just completely misunderstand her character and make her just a bimbo.
Yeah.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but...
Bimbo rights 2023.
Yeah, I'm saying it right now. I'm making a stance.
Bimbo
rights
stance.
2023, 2024, and 2025.
Forever.
So, yeah, there's this really interesting idea that she's like a grifter, basically, like a health nut grifter. Which, like, that's real as shit. I fucking love that idea. And I think it's really funny, and I wish that better writers would take that idea.
Yeah. You could go some very bizarre directions with that I kind of love. Like, I mean, there's like the good health influencers online,
Yeah.
Or like, this is decent advice, actually. Here's a yummy salad thing or whatever. And then there's the people who are like selling you snake oil.
Yeah, like snake oil salesman. And here's the thing about like modern, in my opinion, the thing about modern like health influencers, like especially the big ones, is that they kind of are like culty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you look at the kind of bite model, so behavior control and things like that, absolutely. Just, yeah.
Which is a really good, like, Harley Quinn character arc. She went to school for psychology. She's got a PhD in psychology.
She could be like a messed up TikTok psychologist.
Oh my god, yeah, that would be a great arc. See, we're talking about like 21st century Harley Quinn here.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a modern way to look at her. Which, I mean, it's kind of odd to even say that because it's not like she's that old as a character anyway.
She really isn't, but there's a lot of dated... the way they portray her character in a lot of medias is very dated. Even for the time. Especially now.
Yeah, her origin story is kind of like, that is odd, to say the least. Yeah. But it's like, I guess that makes sense given that she was kind of created as a one-off character for one episode in an animated series in the 80s, and then it's like, oh, people really like her, and now she's one of the most popular characters probably in all of comic books, arguably. I
would say so, yeah. I definitely would think so, because you have people who don't really engage with comic book media that much. That's another phenomenon, too, where, like, non-comic book readers know a lot about superhero lore. Thanks to Marvel, for sure, on that one.
Yeah, that's definitely their fault. Whether it's good or bad is up for debate. Certainly, in some cases, I can get behind it because my introduction to comic books in general was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is a movie, and I love it, and I stand by it.
My introduction to like superheroes was, like a lot of young boys, Spider-Man. Just Spider-Man.
The first movie, yeah. My first movie that I ever watched was The Amazing Spider-Man. So technically that's the one, but the one that I consciously watched.
That was the first movie you ever watched?
Well, not the first movie ever, but first comic book character movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I think you're definitely older than that, right?
I am yes, I am older than
good.
that. Yeah, I was a Shrek kid.
Oh yeah, I had them on VHS. That was great.
I was obsessed with Shrek so much, and Finding Nemo.
That was actually one of the first movies that I saw in theaters.
I didn't see it in theaters, but my aunt had it on like DVD, so I got to see it when I went over to her house.
I still have it on VHS somewhere too.
As you should. VHSers are so underrated.
They definitely add just a specific warmth to any piece of media that is kind of hard to describe.
Yeah.
It might just be nostalgia, but
it can be both.
Care. Yeah. There was a video by H Bomber Guy where he goes over like why VHS is the ideal or an ideal media format for horror movies.
Ooh.
Which I don't remember the points he made. It's something about the aspect ratio and the way they handle blacks, like the color on screen. Like it's darker.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not a big... Video.
Yeah, please. I'm not a huge horror movie person, but I love videos dissecting the most obscure of things.
I'm definitely a big-ish horror fan. I love horror movies. They're so creative, but also sometimes they're really not.
I am just like, I mean, I watched The Menu.
Ooh.
That was a good one.
That's one of Sabrina's favorite movies.
It's pretty good. We can all...
I like that one.
It's good. And it isn't like overwhelmingly scary. It's just like rich on rich violence.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That movie just makes me want a cheeseburger.
Well, there's that too. It does make me quite hungry.
That's definitely a eat with food movie.
Yeah, minus the part where everyone starts getting like full on murdered, but that's okay.
I'm eating still. I'm eating.
It's food time.
It's making me hungry.
That, I still need to watch Ravenous with you.
I have it on VHS.
We can watch it when I come over.
Hell yeah, okay. So, little tangent side note for the listeners. Ravenous is a 99 horror movie that did really poorly at box office. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and for the last 2 years that I've known you, you have been obsessed with it, and I keep trying to remember to watch it, and then I don't.
It's, my favorite movie of all time. My uncle showed it to me, and it has a lot of personal meaning to me. And it's just a really good movie. It's just goofy little gay movie. It's very gay.
I am hyped for it, honestly. I'm like, yes, I can finally watch it.
What were we talking about 2 minutes ago? Sorry for big 10 tangents.
10 tangents, that's just the game with us. We're talking about Harley Quinn, and I think something that's worth mentioning with her is that she's actually the first canonically queer character that we've covered.
Ooh.
Like, the other characters have been like queer-coded in some aspects, some more than others. Deathstroke is maybe a little bit less, but, when you're in the military, it's like, to quote Jenny Nicholson, it's like
the least gay
thing you could possibly be. Yeah. So, I mean, there's that, but and there are some interpretations of the Riddler that are gay, but now or bisexual. And now I think it's a little bit different with Harley because it's like a big part of her overall character canon that she's bisexual, and once she gets over the Joker, usually she winds up with Poison Ivy. That's kind of just part of her lore at this point, so I think that's pretty neat, especially as we're getting a little bit further into this podcast. I say on episode 4.
Hey, that's 2 more episodes of my podcast ever got.
That's true. The first 2 episodes of this podcast were actually repurposed from a college assignment, and I just decided to run with it and try and make it real.
Yeah.
So here we are.
That's really interesting that is that the only queer character they've canonized, or just the only one we talked about?
It's the only one we've talked about.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah, because John Constantine is canonically gay, right?
I don't know, but either way, we should totally do an episode on him because I like him.
I have only ever seen the movie, and I've read a couple, just like Wikipedia entries about comics he's been in. Because I did a tiny little bit of research for the Deathstroke episode about like magic in DC.
Oh yeah.
Because I always find it really interesting when like magic is a thing that exists in universes that have like superpowers, because functionally they're the same, right?
Yeah.
Like there's that old quote where it's like any good science will be indistinguishable from magic, whatever, who fucking cares. Like John Constantine, he's got powers, but like how does that make him, like his powers, you know, just because they're magic, it doesn't really functionally make him different from like, I don't know, like Starfire or some shit who's just shooting lasers. And they just explain that like she could just do it. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever, who cares?
She's got superpowers, but suddenly magic is different, and it's kind of bizarre too. I think.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Thor?
Which one?
The first one.
Yes.
There's that. I mean, it's not the best Marvel movie, but there's that scene where he and, oh my gosh, Jane, I think.
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about the differences between science and magic, and there's kind of this exchange where it's like, well, magic is just science that you don't necessarily understand yet or have the tools to understand yet. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's kind of interesting to take that interpretation of like magic versus science into comic books in general. I don't know if that's how it applies in DC necessarily, but it's one way of looking at it.
I'm not sure either. I do like that explanation, kind of. Like, if you view magic as just something you haven't studied, yeah. Like, and in any lore where magic exists, eventually there's going to be people who study it and try to understand it. But I think magic by nature should be a little bit inunderstandable, incomprehensible.
Yeah. And I think that's a good way also of looking at the differences between DC magic and Marvel magic, because Marvel magic, like, you know, Doctor Strange, that is kind of science, the way that you learn it, and like just the way that it appears in that universe. Like, the portals have like an explanation of how it works in like sort of a physics way, but then in DC you also just have like straight up ghosts,
which is great. More media should just have ghosts. It's so inconsequential long term, because like, ooh, a ghost, okay, there's a ghost, that's so cool. You know?
There's just dudes. There's vampires too in DC.
I am aware of that, but I can't remember specific ones.
There was a whole run a couple years ago, this year, I don't know, where it was DC versus vampires, and basically everyone is super out of character and gets turned into vampires.
Batman kind of behaves like a vampire a little bit.
He does. He's pretty vampire coded, I'm not gonna lie.
Even the whole like public facing rich boy persona thing is very vampire coded. With the alter ego, like, he's a vampire, come on.
Yeah, it's a very Interview with the Vampire, where he's like very high society.
Yeah.
High society vampire. I don't know. I just love Interview with the Vampire.
Speaking of vampires and magic, there is a really... I don't know if you've seen Castlevania yet. I know
of it. So I've seen like the first episode.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Basically, that show for me also has the same problem, where in the beginning, Dracula's like, yeah, I know all the science and the ones that we forgot. No magic. Magic is inferior to science. And then later on, like, I don't know, he's out there casting spells. It's like, all right, which one? What's going on here, buddy?
You can't. I guess I could say you can't have both, but I guess you could.
You could. I mean, it did it better
It
than a
doesn't
lot
make
of other movies.
sense.
It's just funny because they burned his wife at the stake for being a quote unquote witch for knowing quote unquote magic. Because she was using science to heal people. But then you go to like episode 3 and he's literally like using magic items, and it's like he's casting spells and like he's using magic. Like, well, yeah, she was kind of a fucking witch, dude. And then
Oh my God.
we just meet witches later on in the show too. It's like, yeah, well, so like, why are we killing witches, fake witches, when there's real witches? I have a lot to say about Castlevania. We're gonna have to do a whole episode about Dracula.
Sure. I want to watch Christopher Lee Dracula so bad because I think he's hot.
Christopher Lee?
Yeah, I think so. That's who it is.
Wait, Count Dooku?
Hold on. I think that's the right one.
Christopher Lee's Count Dooku, right?
I don't know.
From Star Wars?
Oh God, I don't know Star Wars.
Christopher Lee. Saruman the wizard from the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. Yeah.
That guy? Is he hot? He was old.
Yeah.
Like he
Well, this movie came out in the 80s, dude.
was he like middle-aged hot?
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to do my own research.
Yeah. Oh, I lied. It's 1958, so he's like...
I was gonna say he
good-looking.
was already old in the 80s.
Yeah, he's already good looking. And, he's... Yeah.
Oh, wait, Christian Lee. I accidentally looked up Christian Lee, who's American mixed martial artist. Not Christopher Lee.
Surprise.
This is an insane tangent right now. I'm stopping the podcast full stop to see if Christopher Lee is hot in the 50s.
He is. To me, anyway. I guess we have different taste in men.
We do have a little bit of a different taste in men. I like them a little bit like bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
A little bit broader.
Uh-huh. Which is surprising because you're not into wrestling.
I'm into
Like-
I'm into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's like the same thing.
Okay, yeah, that's true. They're very similar, like, spiritually.
Yeah, you should really watch that show.
I should. I won't.
Fair. Okay, so
Okay, what's your verdict on Christopher Lee?
it's all right. Yeah, I can see why you'd like him.
Okay, I'll take it. Okay, now that we've finished that up,
That tangent's for the
Determining-
Patreon only.
yeah, Patreon only debate on Christopher Lee. Back to Harley Quinn, though.
Who?
The person this episode's about.
Right. Yeah, what's your take on the nutritional influencer?
The nutritional influencer. Very funny.
Yep.
And because of that, I like it. I also really enjoy how she's kind of taken on a kind of anti-hero role as she's separated herself from the Joker, because it's like she did start out as a psychologist, and that's, I mean, whatever, ignoring like psychiatrist in real life sometimes being terrible, frequently being terrible, like that kind of comes across as a good guy type of career, and then she just gets corrupted, simplifying it, and then kind of coming out in the middle ground of those two things as her own person is very satisfying.
I also really like how no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to make her 100% a villain.
Yeah.
I mentioned this last podcast, I think, about the goodification of Harley Quinn or something like that.
Yeah, like she's not inherently a villain. Like she shows remorse and regret and uncertainty in a lot of the situations when she's with the Joker, where he just doesn't at all.
Yeah, I think that's also why they can't really commit to giving her a whole, like they do sometimes commit to like, she's a whole villain now, but you know, as a villain origin, being manipulated into being a villain by your abusive boyfriend isn't really like, what kind of message are you sending with that, you know?
Yeah, it's real questionable if you do that. I feel like
I'm a villain now because my boyfriend's abusive.
Like, I think the most evil thing she tends to do is like, I don't even know, like, she's not in the heart of her character like a bad person. She's just in a bad situation and doing bad things.
I think maybe, I don't know if this is correct, it's been a while since I've seen it, but there's a scene in one of the animated series where the one, which fucking Robin gets killed by the Joker again? Is it Jason?
It's Jason, yeah.
Yeah, she takes part in that, like not actively, but she helps with that plan, correct?
Yeah, I know that in Arkham, as like the Arkham games, she takes like not quite an active role, but she's real close to it.
I would say that's that's objectively to me, so subjectively,
Yeah.
the one of the more evil things she's seen as doing.
Yeah, I would think so. Like, that's pretty reprehensible.
Like taking part in the torture and brainwashing and murder of a child.
Kinda messed up.
Not based,
Like, just a
dare I
little-
say, not based.
Harley Quinn is officially not based, you guys.
She's fucking canceled, okay?
She would get... Speaking... Tie this back to health influencer
Yep.
Harley Quinn. She'd get canceled so fast. She'd be like the pink sauce lady. She'd make a health code violation.
I almost spat out my drink.
I did good.
I actually have the opposite opinion. I think she would be so tactical and cunning in all that she says as that persona that she would just do the opposite, like get her fans to like dox Batman, you know? Like doxing Bruce Wayne. I think that's when, you know, when we do that segment where it's like, how would we write this character?
Yeah.
I have two different ways that I would write Harley Quinn, but I think I want to stick, for the first one, I'll say it now, I want to stick with that idea that she's like this health influencer, and she kind of, instead of fighting Batman and Robin head on, she goes against Bruce Wayne in like the court of public opinion, right? Kind of like modern day Swifties.
Yeah. That would be really interesting.
Yeah.
Call out post where it's like you're putting all this charity work in, but you're still a billionaire, and that's inherently morally questionable.
Yeah, I think there would be a really interesting dynamic where Harley Quinn wouldn't, or in this version that I would do, right? She's not directly attacking Batman, but indirectly attacking Bruce Wayne.
I like it.
Via her fan base. Maybe getting like her fans to like boycott Wayne Tech or whatever he has, Wayne Industries. Monetarily, like Batman would be taking a hit, and maybe even like, you know, he has to give up some of his assets. So he's like, she would be physically and monetarily draining his assets from him.
That would be really interesting.
This is why I'm not a comic book writer, because there's zero action in that story.
It would be so good, though.
It's definitely interesting. It's an interesting idea.
That would be such a good detective story, too, though, because he's trying to, like, figure out what the heck, why. I mean, I guess that would actually get kind of boring on his side.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm, like, excited, and I'm like, no, that's actually kind of dumb on his end of things. He'd be like, what the heck? I'm poor. He's like,
what the heck? I'm poor. That's me when I wake up, honestly.
Yeah, me too. And then I go and spend like $50 at Hot Topic anyway.
What the heck? I'm poor.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
I'd be opening up my wallet in the store and a bunch of flies come out.
It's like a cartoon.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh.
that's how I'd write Harley Quinn. Sorry, go ahead.
I just got excited because I remembered that she has pet hyenas.
Oh fuck, she does sometimes, doesn't she?
Yeah, I love them.
That's such. See, and like if you were to do that like whole influencer thing, that would still fit. Rich people love doing weird shit.
I feel like she could have like a weird animal sanctuary. Like, okay, wait. Expanding this. This is how I would write her. We're
Okay.
rolling right into the segment by accident.
This is
But-
honestly, I really like this segment. I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Yeah, so here's my vision. She has a weird animal sanctuary. Her
Yeah.
girlfriend, Poison Ivy, has a greenhouse of exotic and endangered plants. And they have the animal sanctuary, hence where Bud and Lou, the hyenas, come in. And she does those videos where she like goes in and pets
my
them
God.
and feeds them meat or whatever.
She
And
like
it's-
spends 30 minutes making a charcuterie board for hyenas.
She would.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
she like does like a weird vegetarian casserole or something. Unrelated to the animals. She makes a vegetarian casserole. She'd be like a weird blending of the different influencers.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like
I just
the-
think her with an animal sanctuary would be incredibly funny.
Oh my god, Bob. Sorry. Cloud, cut this later.
The cat is causing chaos.
He is. Bob is here. He got his claw stuck in the chair and then knocked something over. Oh my god, it's a fucking disaster over here.
What a guy.
Okay. We can continue.
So, yes. Okay, so then tell me about your other idea, because mine was kind of building off of yours anyway.
Okay, so the other idea I had, Harley Quinn is naturally very intelligent, but they never show that in like the way she fights, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she kind of over, what's the word? Like she telegraphs what she's gonna do.
She just bonks people with a big hammer, which, okay. If I was making a character who is a doctor in psychology, the weapon I would give them is not a hammer.
Yeah. Also, I think that would be an interesting way for her and Scarecrow to ally themselves because they're both doctors of psychiatry.
Oh. He could
Yeah.
he could be in the weird influencer arc.
What would he do?
I don't know, develop the products that she's putting out and make them mind control.
Maybe he'd do like Nile Red and do like chemistry videos.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd make the products she's selling and they'd make people into snakes or something weird. I don't know.
Secretly, it's all laced with fear toxin, so
Yeah.
everybody slowly just gets more and more anxious, and they're like, what the heck?
Or something like that to that effect, but like they could make a serum that makes people hate Batman and Bruce Wayne or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, finish your other idea, though. I'm, like, super interested to hear what it is, and I keep derailing you.
It's okay, it's fun. So this idea isn't specifically a fleshed out story. But I kind of like this is also a reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The way that they fight in those in the show and in the manga is very intelligent. They think about every single move they're gonna make. So I kind of want to see like a Harley who's put up against really difficult characters, and she has to think about her every move, make traps, plan ahead, and play mind games with these characters. I just, I think as comic book fans call it battle IQ, I guess. Fight IQ.
I've never heard that phrase before in my life.
I swear it's a real thing. People who talk about Goku bring it up all the time. So I just would like to see
Anyway.
her be smarter in her fighting.
It would be, yeah. It would be nice.
Yeah, not just like physically, but also mentally. I think my point when I was talking about like the influencer maybe taking public opinion away from Bruce Wayne, that's a way of fighting.
Yeah, because then if you're taking the public opinion away, you're taking some of his money away, which he funnels into doing Batman, so then suddenly Batman is, like, his power is taken away to an extent, because how else is he going to make his stupid little bat gadgets if he has no money?
How much do you think one of those fucking batarangs costs?
They sell them at Comic Cons, and I haven't bought one yet.
I'm talking about like a real one. like not a real one, but Batman's batarangs.
I mean, how much does a chunk of metal that big cost?
Aren't they like computer activated? They have abilities or something? They bounce off a lot of stuff.
I think that's just comic book physics.
Yeah, okay, all right. I don't know if that was because he was a smart boy or not. If it was just a piece of metal, that would be pretty cheap. You just they're probably titanium too, because he carries a lot, and
yeah.
So they're
like,
probably
if we're just talking basic batarang, without like the fancy stuff that the Arkham games give it, where it can be like remote controlled and whatever.
Also, can we talk about objectively how goofy a batarang is?
Isn't it fantastic?
Like, they could have given him like a knife or like it's just like a throwing implement that was real. You're like, well, no, it's a bat. He's fucking throwing a bat.
He's Batman. He's got to throw the bat. My favorite thing is like all the bat item names are actually because of Dick Grayson naming them that way. Bruce didn't do that. That was his weird son.
I actually like that. Is that canon to every lore, or is that just specific ones, or is that a headcanon?
I'm pretty confident that it's canon at least once. It might just be a really good headcanon that I've forgotten is a headcanon, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it's true.
Also, when you talk about how headcanons are valid.
Yeah, especially when you're talking about comic books, because it's basically, I mean, all the original guys are dead. It's basically all fan fiction at this point.
Yeah, like fan fiction is important, and I don't think it's taken seriously. Obviously, don't get me wrong, a lot of fan fiction is really goofy. I'm not going to call it bad, because that would put down a lot of new writers, and a lot of new writers get their start by writing fan fiction.
Oh, absolutely. Writing fan fiction is how I got my degree, so.
I mean,
I'm only half kidding. Like, that's what got me into writing, and then I started wanting to write, and then I went into the program that is for writing, and now I am graduated from the program that is for writing and doing a podcast about nerd stuff.
Tell me why I was like, you have a degree? I have the same degree.
You have the exact same degree.
We graduated together.
We literally did.
I was like, whoa, you got a degree?
I know. I barely scraped by getting that degree.
Well, we all did. That's a fucking episode for another day, though. Jeez.
Yeah, that's like for a therapy session.
So yeah, that's my Harley Quinn secondary. How I would write her is just make her think when she fights, as opposed to bonking things with a hammer. Like,
yeah.
Set traps. I would basically just make her Jolene Cujo from Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I don't know who that is, but it sounds cool.
She's a girl boss.
Great.
Girl boss Jolene Bizarre Adventure.
In Harley's, like, solo run, one of them, I haven't read all of them because there's too many. In one of them, she kind of creates this weird little ragtag team of, like, weird clown goths.
That's hot. What? Sorry.
You're right. It's pretty awesome. I don't remember what exactly happens with all the clown goths and the clown punks and whatever else. They just kind of dress funny and they're friends with Harley and they kick some butt, and that's great.
Yeah, Harley Quinn is a good character. I think often to my headcanon anyways, not properly utilized.
She's not. She is really put down, I think, by writers, and then also it drives me crazy. Like, I know that it's just a game and that there's probably a point to Joker's henchmen not necessarily respecting her, but in Arkham City especially, I notice that they just constantly say that she's stupid and talk down about her. And Batman does this too, which drives me even more crazy because if you see the version from like the animated series, he has a lot of compassion for Harley and where she's coming from, which is why it's one of the best interpretations of Batman, and I will stand by that. But in Arkham City, he's like, well, we all know she's not really that smart or something. He says something to that effect, and I'm like, dude,
I'm sorry,
that's not...
Bruce, do you have a fucking doctorate?
Right? Like, you're just some rich schmuck. What do? You don't even show up to your board meetings.
Like, yeah, I definitely think that there needs to be a Harley Quinn that kind of puts Bruce Wayne, not just Batman, but Bruce Wayne in his place.
Yeah, honestly. Like, Lucius Fox makes all your stuff. He's the smart one.
What does Bruce Wayne contribute to his company?
To his company, very little.
Like, he's inherited, he's new fucking wealth, inherited from his daddy. Rest in peace. I can't remember his name. Brian.
Thomas.
Yeah, that's the one.
Brian
Wayne. There was like a 90% chance I was getting that one right.
You know what? I commend you for the attempt.
I was
Brian
like,
Wayne is like
it's a
Bruce
white
Wayne's
guy.
estranged cousin or something.
I should know that name. It's my middle name.
Oh
Thomas
my
is my
God.
middle name.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a plot twist.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, my middle name is Thomas. Well, I actually have two. The other one's Orlando.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyways. What
Back
does
to-
he do?
He literally gets Lucius to just do stuff in his place as the CEO. Like, he's the acting CEO. Lucius Fox is like carrying all of Wayne Enterprises on his shoulders 24/7. What a guy.
Yeah, I want to see an episode or a plot line where Wayne Industries goes down and it's because of Harley Quinn. Because what a plot twist that would be. After
It would
so many
be.
canons of people calling her dumb and stupid, she takes this thing that's dominated by men that men think makes you really intelligent, which is like finance, which is just bullshit. That doesn't make you intelligent knowing about finance. So many stupid fucking people have gotten rich just off of sheer luck,
It's true.
which
And
is a plot
yeah.
point of BioShock, which I just played with my girlfriend.
we
Fuck Andrew Ryan. Sorry, weird little tangent. Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, to have Harley Quinn enter this male-dominated space, and I know that sounds like a buzzword. Excuse me, I just burped a little bit. You can cut that if you want.
No, it's okay. We'll leave it. It's a little treat or something. I don't know.
Patreon exclusive burp track.
Burp track. No, I know what you're saying though. Like, it is very much still kind of that way, and that's kind of how comic books are too. Like, that's just kind of the reflection of it. So
Yeah. You can just get more women to write Harley. Come on, it's not that hard.
please, that's why Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey movie. That's why it's so good. It's written and directed by a woman. It's iconic.
I did not see it. I was supposed to. I was very busy this week. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm not offended. Well, you know what? I'll make you watch it when I'm down there with you. That'll
Okay,
be
all right.
We'll do Ravenous and then we'll do Harley Quinn because it's a really good movie.
Oh, we should do an episode on Ravenous.
You know what? Once I watch it, we can do an episode on Ravenous.
Hell yes. Okay. Anyways,
Cool.
that's how I would write Harley. I know the second way I would write her is a little ill-defined, but
it's vibes, and I think that's
All
like
vibes.
half of what most comic book writers operate off of anyways, and most of the time they're wrong.
The vibe is I would make her a girl boss, and she would gatekeep, and also maybe kill a guy.
She deserves to kill a guy. She should always kill the Joker.
She should kill the Joker. Please.
He needs to get exploded.
I think that's actually a plot point in one of the Infamous games. Or Injustice, not Infamous, sorry. Well, I'm a fake fan. I'm a fake fan.
It's okay. I was like, Infamous? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the one where you
yeah.
shoot lightning out of your hands. That's Infamous.
I think it's Superman that kills the Joker in Injustice.
Yeah, it is. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Fuck, what happens then? I think it's like one of the personal plot lines. Where he,
maybe
like, she revives
maybe it's
him
one of
and
the
then kills him?
side. Maybe it's one of those like weird side stories because it like mixes universes or something.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'll have to
I
go
have
ahead and
no idea.
replay
It's
that
been
again.
a long time. It's been a long time since I played Injustice, and when I was playing Injustice, I was playing it on my phone. So that's just yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that people pay for Injustice, and it's still full of like gotcha based nonsense. I don't understand.
Was that the second one? Because the first game was just fine, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one was fine, then the second one is just full of like what's the word? In-game
Pay to win?
yeah, like in-game transactions to get
yeah.
certain characters and stuff, and I'm like, why would you pay for characters? I already paid for the game.
Right.
And if you can play it for free on your phone, that's one thing. Like, I can understand that. That's how you make your money when you're doing a free phone game. But if you pay for the game on Steam, I just don't get it. It doesn't compute to me. That's just greedy.
Man, NetherRealm Studios used to be really good for like Mortal Kombat 9, and then when 10 came out, they were like, you can pay to do a fatality.
Yeah, literally. I'm trying so... And you have to, like, get points to... I've been playing it recently. You have to get points to go through this graveyard thing and unlock stuff as you go based on the amount of point thingies that you have. And then you get jump scared sometimes, and I'm like, I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to be Scorpion.
Was that Mortal Kombat 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that game. What the fuck? I should know this. I
Dude.
have that. I'm not very good.
Can we play Mortal Kombat when I come over?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yay!
Do you have
It's one of those games that gives me, like, gender euphoria for the stupidest reason. That
Dude.
and Metal Gear Solid.
Okay, men beating up men. I don't know. Is that what it is?
Probably. It
Like-
also is, like, one of those stereotypical boy games from when I was a younger human being. So I'm like, haha, I'm maxing out the boy points.
The boy points.
Boy points spent on Mortal Kombat. Yep.
Man
Sorry,
points.
what were you asking if I had?
Do you have controllers? Because I only have a keyboard.
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to bring them?
What are they? Xbox or PS?
PlayStation.
Okay, I have those. I just don't know how to hook them up, but we'll figure that out. And
Like to
we'll
your
play
computer?
Yeah, I have it on my computer.
Oh, that's really easy to hook up. I'll help you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Then we'll play Mortal Kombat. Fuck.
That one.
That was not a joke. That was a genuine slip.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you for that.
Anyways, the riddle of the week.
The riddle of the week. I do have one. I have one. And it's kind of silly. I have a silly one this time.
Let's hear it.
I have lost it. Hold on. Where did it go?
I have a riddle. It's not
I lied.
here.
I found it. Okay, so the riddle is, what do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common?
They
That's the
never
riddle
wore
of the week.
pants.
Well, actually,
He was
good
banging.
alternative answer. He was getting. Anyway,
I'm
thanks
Cloud
for
Argy.
joining
Thanks
us.
for joining.
Thanks for listening to Gotham City Radio. See you next time. Please answer the riddle of the week. I spend so much time on these.
Oh wait, let's do our call to actions. Yeah, follow us on.
Okay, let me do them. I know what we
Yeah,
have. Follow us on Tumblr. I think it's just Gotham City Radio. And we are on Spotify and Amazon Music, and I think iHeartRadio, so that's pretty cool. So catch us there. You can find little updates and such on my personal Instagram, thundercloud.radio, and we also have a Patreon, so please...
What? We have a Patreon?
We have a Patreon. Please support our podcast. I do not want a regular job.
Me either. I do not like labor jobs.
I'm too disabled.
Follow us on
Yippee.
Patreon, and also... That's it.
Oh, okay.
That was the hiccup.
We're working on putting some more stuff on the Patreon. So far, we have the uncut episode of Deathstroke, and then we'll have the uncut episode for this one as well. And then Ali is maybe going to put his little beep boop tunes on there.
It's mostly a joke, but if I get a single ounce of support for anyone asking about my stupid little music, I will put it up there. It's not good at all. I have no idea how to make tunes, but I've been putting together some music.
The last one that he sent me was like a cross between, what did I say, like Animal Crossing and an OG Final Fantasy VII track. It's fun. It scratches my brain.
So it's kind of like Earthbound music. A lot of bendings in the guitar notes. You know what it's like.
It's like wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
I've been Ali.
I've been Cloud. See you in the next one. Thanks for listening.